In the past 3 years, I've helped contracting businesses go from barely scraping by to running highly profitable, systemized businesses. Like Lawrence with his Washington kitchen remodeling company that struggled to hit 6 figures a month to now closing $1.8 million in new sales in just 6 months. Or Alex with his bathroom remodeling company in New Jersey, where we were able to generate an additional $1.5 million by bringing in an additional 1,000 inquiries straight to their business. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through every single step that I would take if I had to scale a business from 50K a month to $1 million a month. This isn't theory, this is the exact roadmap that I've seen work over and over again. Now, fair warning, I'm going deep. So if you're just looking for quick tips and you're not actually serious about this stuff, click away now. But if you're ready to put the work in and implement everything that I'm going to share in this video, it's going to make drastic changes for your business and your personal life. Let's get into it. The first step is to define your target audience early. And what I mean by this is whether you're doing landscaping, bathrooms, plumbing, electrical, whatever you might be doing, you want to know your target audience crystal clear. Because if you want to grow, you want to get more of this ideal client. And if you don't know who this ideal client is, you're going to be sending out the wrong message all over the internet when you're trying to get new jobs, and you're going to end up getting the wrong people, wasting your time and wasting money. So now what you want to do is you want to position yourself as either being luxury, high-end, mid-range, or cheap, and I would only pick one of those. So if you're doing bathrooms and you do high-end bathrooms, you need to stick to high-end bathrooms and make sure that all your messaging talks about high-end bathrooms. Because as soon as you mention something that is cheap or not really to do with your ideal market at all, you're gonna start attracting the wrong people deliberately. So what you wanna do is you wanna work out your ideal market right now, whether it's mums and dads, older people, younger people, whatever it is, you need to figure out who you're gonna market to and really have a good idea on how they think. And you wanna think about what sort of things they're thinking about and what they would wanna see if they were to hire you as their contractor. Because as soon as you have clear messaging in all your advertising and your website and everything, it's going to make a drastic change on the quality of leads that you're going to get for your business. So the first thing you want to do is really identify what the pain points are and what the dream outcomes are. Because if you don't know these two, it's going to make it very hard for you to market your business and sell your business to new people. So you want to know what the exact pain points are when people are using you to do service for them. So if you're doing bathrooms, more likely than not, they're either not happy with the design, it doesn't work out for their family, they're having kids. There's a whole number of things that these homeowners are thinking when they want to do a bathroom, and you want to know exactly what these things are so that you can put the messaging correctly on your advertising and your website. The next thing is you want to understand their dream outcome as well. And when you understand the dream outcome correctly, you can tailor the messaging in your website and all your advertising so that you can actually really hit those nerve points for them, and then they'll be inquiring with you because you understood them the most. Now, the very first thing I would do if I had to start from scratch is get your Google business profile looking flash. Now, I have a video all about how to set up your Google business profile correctly to actually get more leads, and I encourage you to watch that. But for now, you basically want to fill out your entire Google Maps profile, and you want to be getting as many reviews as possible. And I can tell you now, when I get clients on board, the ones that have a reputation already compared to the ones that don't, instantly get better results and longer term results because they've already built up that reputation. And the one thing about running a construction business is your business is heavily reliant on reputation. And the better the reputation you have, the more leads you're going to get, the higher quality they'll be, and the higher your conviction rate is. So it's in your best interest to start building your reputation now. And the easiest way to do that is with your Google Maps portfolio. Because if you show all your 5-star reviews, you show all your work on there, you have so many people reviewing you and being happy with your service, other people are going to see that, they're going to inquire with you, and they're already going to be motivated to work with you. The next thing is your website. Now, your website is by far the biggest driving force between actually being able to generate leads, because usually most contractors are doing word of mouth to start, but that can only go so far. So when you're trying to get new people to know about your business and inquire with you, you really need a top of the line website. Now, websites, in my experience, are the most undervalued things when it comes to trade construction, but people don't realize is that when they want to work with you, if they can't find your website or your website doesn't look very good, that first impression is not really working out for your target market, and they're going to leave for someone who does have a better website because their first impression was a lot more positive than yours. So what you want to do is you really want to put a lot of time and effort into making a really good website. And I can link a video down below on how to make a really good website for your trade business. And the more effort you put into your website, the more inquiries you're going to get naturally, and the higher your conviction rate will be too, because they see how much effort you've put into the website. You've got loads of great reviews, you've got loads of great photos, you've got before and after images. You really highlighted the pain points from what we talked about earlier in this video. And overall, the website was just such a great representation of you. And when you've got a great representation of yourself, whoever is going to be inquiring with you is going to have such a great experience because they've already had a great experience on the website. As soon as you call them, they're going to know it's you and be motivated to talk with you. Now, the next part of getting so many leads for your construction business so that you can scale is Google Ads. And the reason you want to use Google Ads is because when someone needs your service, Google is the very first place that they go to. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into Google Ads because that's a huge topic by itself, but essentially you want to be doing Google Ads for your business so that anyone looking for your business is going to find you straight away because of the great ad you had, and they're going to go to your website, which is going to be really great too. So what you want to do is you want to set up a proper search campaign with the correct keywords, the right ads, and a great landing page. And if you do that, you're easily going to make a huge return on investment just with Google Ads alone. And I've had a lot of businesses that purely rely just on Google Ads for all their business. So it's definitely a viable channel for you to use. But just remember, you want to be very careful with the keywords you use because the landing page and the keywords you use are the two biggest killers to any Google Ads campaigns. So you want to be very careful with what keywords you pick and just double check them all to make sure they're actually relevant to your service. And if anything isn't relevant to your service, you want to have a very comprehensive negative keyword list so that no keywords that are irrelevant to you are actually showing up for your ads. The next part is if you really don't want to spend ages on the phone with people that are not qualified, on your landing page, you really want to make sure that you have a disqualification survey. So anyone that does want to get in touch with you is actually filling out a fairly long survey that will actually pre-qualify them before they even get on the call with you. And if you do this, you're going to rule out a lot of people that can't be bothered to fill out the form and most likely are not going to be bothered paying you to do your service. And with these ads as well, you can tailor them, like I mentioned before, to say high-end, affordable, cheap, whatever service you're in, so that someone who's looking for a high-end or a cheap plumber, they can instantly know if you're going to be cheap or if you're going to be expensive, and it gets you the better lead. Now we have Facebook ads, which is another great way of getting leads for your business. But as good as Facebook ads are, the truth is you will get lower quality leads depending on what service you provide. And the reason for that is people are not actively on Facebook looking for your service. They're on Facebook to be entertained. That being said, you have to target your messaging a little differently because they're not so hot to buy your service. So what you want to do is point out those dream outcomes or those pain points in your ads to get them to warm up to getting the service done with you. So I've got a whole video about Facebook ads that you can watch below on how to get good quality leads for your business. But what you want to keep in mind is when you're doing Facebook ads, you got to have really good creative, whether it's static images or videos for your service, but you don't want to just say that, hey, look, here, I'm a plumber, contact me. You want to say, have you got secret little leaks or hidden problems within your house that you're not aware of? Maybe you should call us for a free inspection and we can let you know if anything is going wrong without you knowing. And to ensure that you don't get bad quality leads for your business, what you want to do is set up the form down below to really, again, disqualify them if they're not actually serious about the service. And I've got a whole video about getting better quality leads with Facebook ads down below that I can link to. And the way you're going to get Facebook ads to work for your business is by constantly testing new ideas, new creatives, and eventually you'll probably have 8 out of 10 that don't work, but the 2 you have that do work are going to make you a hell of a lot of money. And another little quick tip is that video ads do a lot better than static ads depending on what business you have. So general rule of thumb is if you have a higher ticket service that generally costs more money, you want to have videos for those. Now, if you're going to run Facebook and Google ads, I've got some great templates that will show you exactly how much budget you need to actually reach $1 million per month if you're going to be running either of these 2 platforms. So you basically, all you have to do is type in how much your jobs are worth and what is the ideal cost per acquisition, and then it'll tell you how many leads you need and how many you need to close to actually reach $1 million per month. So you can download those down below. The next part about running ads is you'd rather have very high converting landing pages instead of a website. Now, a website is great because it's generally a great business card for your business, but when you have a landing page is a single page with all the information the prospect needs to make the decision about buying from you. So a landing page is great for converting visitors into actual leads, whereas a website is great to just give you an overall great image experience. So we want to make sure we have landing pages for all of these ads, because these landing pages are going to help us convert these visitors into actual leads. So what you want to do is you want to really put a lot of effort into taking amazing photos, gathering testimonials, get video testimonials from your clients as well, because those are worth gold. And if you have all of that on the page, including your value proposition, you're going to end up being a lot more successful when you're running ads. Now, if you're going to make a landing page, it's best to use WordPress and Elementor because that gets you a lot of design freedom. But if you have Go High Level, that's a good option too, where it gives you a nice basic landing page layout that can help you convert customers very easily. And you want to avoid using stock images at all costs, because people can see it and they're going to keep away from you because you don't even have real images, and therefore how do they know that your business actually exists? So one piece of advice is never use stock images and go out of your way to get your own images. And you want to keep these landing pages super simple and concise and basically show them that you provide exactly what they're looking for, and this is how they can get in touch with you. And if you want a full video on the landing page structure, I can link that down below as well. Now we need to talk about lead quality versus lead quantity, because this is a pretty level seesaw. And what I mean by this is if you have $10,000 in budget, you can either get really good quality leads using the $10,000 budget that are going to be more expensive, so you're going to end up paying more for them and get less, or you can have greater quantity, so you'll get more leads that are cheaper, but they will be lower quality. So what you need to decide is if your business has a great sales team, I would opt in for the lower quality leads, but you've got more of them so your sales team can warm them up. If you don't have a great sales team, or if you don't have very many salespeople, I would opt in spending more to get less leads that'll be higher quality, so you'll spend less time actually dealing with them. Obviously, if you get less leads that are higher quality, you're going to end up converting a lot more compared to having less quantity that are cheaper. So even though higher quality leads will cost you more and you'll get less, at least you'll spend less time. But if you want the cheaper leads that'll convert less, but you're still making money, then absolutely go for it. Just keep in mind, you can't have both when you have a set budget. So if you want lower quality leads and more volumes, you just ask less questions. So you basically just get their name, email address, and phone number, and that's it. And if you want higher quality leads, you ask a lot more specific questions that will disqualify them from working with you. So you'll get less leads, but at least you know if they filled out all those questions, they're going to be a pretty good quality lead. Now, the next part of scaling your business, now that you're getting leads, is you need a really good sales system to actually close the leads. And if you don't have a great sales system, what's going to happen is you're going to spend a lot of money and time getting all these leads, but you won't be closing them because you don't have the proper sales systems in place. So the first rule of thumb is when you're getting these new leads, you want to call them within 60 seconds. And if you don't call them within 60 seconds, bear in mind that their interest for doing the service with you fades away as time goes on. That's time they could lose interest. That's time they could call a competitor. That's just less time that you'll be closing the job. So you really want to be calling these people as soon as humanly possible. Even if you're in the middle of a job, you should aim to get someone to call these leads as soon as possible. And this is a scientific study that as soon as you don't call the leads within 5 minutes, your chances of actually closing the lead completely drop off a cliff. One way you can combat this is having automated email and text messaging nurture sequences from as soon as the lead inquires, they start getting all these nurture sequences and texts and emails to help warm them up to your business. If you want to learn more about follow-ups and automations, I'll link a video down to that below as well. Now, what do you do with leads that are completely lost? Well, you shouldn't just leave them in the junk. What you should do is you should give them a referral bonus if they know someone that actually could use the service, and you offer them some sort of cash or gift card incentive for them to refer you more work. Because you've already spent money and time dealing with this lead and obtaining it, you may as well monetize it as much as possible. What you could do is you could actually have a referral partnership with a similar business and say, hey, if we give you this lead, could you give us $10 or just pay us when the job closes? And that means that you're recuperating some of the spend that you've put towards this lead and not letting it go to waste. The next thing is you want to be a super organized company, because I've worked with companies before that were not organized at all. You'd have leads slip through the cracks. You'll have processes that were never done. You'll have jobs that were never completely done fully. You really want to have a CRM in place that manages all the leads and the jobs, because the better you have all your systems organized, the more money you're going to make and the more productive you're going to be. So if you don't have CRMs in place, you definitely want to have one in place. And if you want a link for a good CRM, I use Go High Level for myself and all my clients. You can use the link down below and give yourself a free trial. And the last part is you really want to be tracking and setting your KPIs. And what I mean by this is you want to know what your cost per lead is. You want to know what your conversion rates are across your entire business. And you want to know what your cost per acquisition is. Because if you don't know these things, how are you supposed to optimize and make it better? So ideally, what you want to be doing is lowering your cost per lead while maintaining quality. You want to be increasing your conversion rates from lead to site visit and then site visit to closed job. And then you want to be lowering your cost per acquisition. And the cost per acquisition is how much does it cost you to acquire a customer? And these are numbers you should know on the back of your head. And every single month you should be looking at all your numbers and seeing how can we improve all of these numbers so it actually becomes more profitable for us. So if I wanted to scale a construction business from 50K to $1 million per month, that is exactly what I do. At Elite Exposure, we help construction businesses scale effectively using our proven lead generation systems. Here's exactly what I've done for some of our clients. For Safe Planet, we generated $132,000 in new sales in their first 30 days, and then they went on to generate their first $1 million within 6 months. For OA Plumbing, we doubled their jobs per month while halving their marketing spend. For Maximum Wash, we tripled their leads while cutting their cost per lead from $100 to $26 per lead. For North Lakes Plumbing, we got more results for this client in 2 weeks than the last agency did for them in 2 years. For Visionary Outdoor Solutions, we doubled their conversion rates and tripled their revenue. For Bevan, who owns a bathroom remodeling company in Los Angeles, got $140,000 in new bathrooms in just their first 30 days. For Henry, who owns a renovation company, got 50 closed jobs with $500,000 in additional revenue. For Alex, who owns a New Jersey remodeling company, got an additional 1,000 inquiries, which turned into $1.5 million in bathrooms sold. Or Lawrence, who owns a kitchen remodeling company in Washington, closed an additional $1.8 million in new kitchens in 6 months. So if you're serious about scaling your contracting business to get similar results, you can book a call using the link below, and I can show you how we can achieve the same results for you. Peace.